I was ready to watch my favorite program, but the remote would not turn the TV on. And when I saw no light, I knew I was about to miss it. I pressed the button again, checked the batteries, and still nothing happened. Most people would give up and miss the show. I did not want to do that, so I decided to see if this remote could be fixed right at home. First, you take both batteries out of the remote and set them on the table. Grab your multimeter and turn it to DC voltage. Touch the probes to the first battery and read the number. This one still shows good power. Now check the second battery the same way. This one is dead. There is no usable voltage left. That tells you part of the problem right away. One good battery and one dead battery can stop a remote from working properly. This check matters because it keeps you from guessing and wasting time. You always start with the batteries before moving on to anything else. Before we move on, share your city and state. It helps me make better projects for you. Now you look around the house for another battery of the same type. You check the drawer, the toolbox, and a few old remotes. There is nothing that matches. At this point, you either go to the store or try a quick home fix to get things working again. Now, you grab a fresh lime and cut it in half. Take the dead battery and press one end into one half of the lime, then press the other end into the other half. Make sure the metal ends are touching the wet surface. Set it aside and let it sit for about 30 minutes. This does not fully recharge the battery, but it can bring back enough power for a short time when you need it. After 30 minutes, you take the battery out of the lime and wipe it dry with a paper towel. Grab the multimeter and test it again. This time, you can see some voltage has come back. Put both batteries back into the remote and close the cover. Press the power button and watch the front light. It still does not turn on. That tells you the battery was part of the problem, but it is not the whole problem. So now, you need to look inside the remote itself. Now you grab a small screwdriver and open the remote case. Set the screws aside so they do not get lost. Lift out the circuit board and the rubber keypad and take a close look. You can see dirt and oily buildup from years of use. That kind of grime can block the contacts and stop buttons from working. Cut another lime in half and squeeze the juice into a small bowl. Add some 90% isopropyl alcohol and stir it gently. This mix works well for cleaning without damaging the parts. Keep everything laid out so you can clean each piece the right way. Now, take a cotton swab and dip it lightly into the lime and alcohol mixture. Gently clean the backside of the rubber keypad where it touches the circuit board. Focus on each button contact and work slowly. You do not need to press hard. Let the liquid do the cleaning. You will see dirt and oil come off right away. If the swab gets dirty, switch to a clean one. When you finish, set the keypad aside and let it air dry for a few minutes so no moisture stays trapped. Now take another cotton swab and dip it into the same mixture. Gently wipe the circuit board, especially the contact pads and edges. Move slowly and keep the pressure light so you do not damage anything. Change swabs as they get dirty. After that, take a paper towel dampened with the mixture and wipe the inside of the plastic case. Clean around the button openings where dirt likes to build up. When everything looks clean, set the parts aside so they can dry before the next step. Now use a heat gun or a hairdryer on low to dry the circuit board and the rubber keypad. Keep it moving and do not hold it too close. Once everything is dry, place the board back into the remote and install the batteries. Press the power button and watch the light. It still does not turn on. Press a few other buttons and you see the light working. Take the keypad back out and use a screwdriver tip to press directly on the power contact on the circuit board. This time, the light turns on, which tells you the board is fine, and the problem is in the power button itself. Now, take your multimeter and check the rubber keypad. Touch the probes to each button contact while you press it. Most of the buttons show a normal reading. When you test the power button, there is no response. That confirms the contact is worn out. Cut a very small piece of aluminum tape just big enough to cover the contact area. Peel it off and place it on the inside face of the power button. Press it flat so it sits smooth. Put the keypad back onto the circuit board and install the batteries. Press the power button again and watch the light. It turns on, which means the contact is working again. Now put the remote back together and tighten the screws. Point it at the TV and press the power button. The indicator light comes on and the TV turns on like it should. Now the remote works again, and the batteries are back in service. You did not buy anything new, and you fixed a problem that shows up in a lot of homes. This kind of repair saves money and keeps things working longer. If this helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more practical DIY fixes you can use around the house. Leave a comment and tell me what you want to fix next.